What's going on, everybody? Chadley here, and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you guys our end game weapon based pyro build. This build, you guys are going to be absolutely shredding all content in the game. You guys are going to be soloing tier 15 expeditions with ease, and it's just overall some crazy damage output, and also just really easy to use. If you guys saw the last pyro build video, that one was more for like right when you get to tier 15. It's just a super easy thing to focus on. This one is going to be for like end game. You guys are gonna have to do farming, lots of farming at tier 15. So this isn't something you're really going to be building up from leveling or anything like that. You're going to need legendaries, legendary mods, and things like that. So if you guys need more of like a leveling goal, check out the other one. If you guys need an end game guide, this is going to be your one. Real quick, before we jump fully into the build video, I will be live on Twitch right as this video is being posted. So if you're watching it, come by and say hi. We're going to start working on an anomaly based pyro next. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Also, if you need help grinding Outriders, doing expeditions, things like that, make sure you join the Discord. The more you guys join, the easier it will be to find games and people to play with. I will have links for both of those in the description down below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this build video. For this video, I'm going to break down all of the weapons that I'm using, the mods that I use on them, all of my armor and the mods I use on there. Also our skills and skill tree. First, we're going to start off with the skill tree. This is going to be a fully top tree build. So we're going to start here, grab some weapon damage, also some cooldown and weapon leech. The weapon leech is very nice. The enemies do so much damage at tier 15. Just being able to heal by shooting somebody is very nice. So we're going to kind of max out on that. But other key notes that we're going to grab is Assault Master, just because a lot of the times I'm using weapons from here, and I suggest you guys do as well. But if you want to use more like marksman rifle type things, use Sniper Master, but those are a little bit harder to keep volcanic rounds up. So I do definitely recommend Assault Master. Then other key notes would be Trial of the Ashes. Enemies afflicted with Ash receive 10% more damage. Everybody we are shooting is going to be afflicted with Ash, so this is going to help out a ton with damage. Then we're going to grab some Resistance Piercing and also Ash Duration, because that's going to coincide with Trial of the Ashes. And then we're going to have Ash Inflict Vulnerable. So our ultimate Ash bullets that we have in our weapon is going to Ash enemies and also Inflict Vulnerable, 2 for 1 right there. And then we're going to grab more Weapon Leech and also activating Immobilize doubles Weapon Leech, so you guys can get even more survivability. This is going to bail you out when riflemen or snipers just never miss. This is going to help you guys out a ton. And then also increasing our damage and damage resistance against elites is going to help out. And then the big Trial of the Ashes here, 30% more damage against them. And then the Capstone Burning Situation. You guys are going to be able to keep this up at all times because we're using both Feed the Flames and also Ash Blast. As long as you are alternating them, you will always have this 45% damage boost. And then finally, just a little bit more cooldown so we can make sure we always have this up. Yeah, now that we got the skill tree out of the way, let's go ahead and look at our skills. If you guys didn't gather, we're using Feed the Flames, Volcanic Rounds, and Ash Blast. As you can see with the right gear, you can get your cooldown so low with these, so you can be spamming Feed the Flames and also Ash Blast. It's going to help you guys survive and also deal way more damage. Volcanic Rounds really never run out, but if they do, it's only a less than 18-second cooldown, and I can actually lower this a little bit more with one passive change if I can get the right piece of gear. Right now I don't have it, so these are actually just really good values by themselves, so I might just go full damage. Now, jumping into the armor, I really like to use Sergio's Beret. I made a video on this the other day to show you guys exactly how powerful this thing is. Your damage is going to ramp up so fast with this. It basically doubles your damage, if not more than that. And then for our chest piece, I'm using Bullet Absorption and Reforging Bullets. So Bullet Absorption with Feed the Flames. This is how you guys are going to keep Volcanic Rounds active. Just make sure you are spamming this ability and you will never run out of ammo in your magazine, and you will always have Volcanic Rounds. And then that's also going to pair with Reforging Bullets. This is fantastic for single target damage. Even when there's no enemies around, you guys are going to be critting and just never consuming ammo. So for bosses, this is amazing. You can shoot probably 100 times. As long as you're hitting your shots, you can just keep going until they're dead. Which brings me to a key point with the playstyle of this build. Make sure you are aiming for your crits. I know on console with the aim assist, it's a little wonky and it will like aim right at their center mass. Try your best to just aim for those crits. It's really important. And then for the pants, I'm using Susceptibility. This is the tier 3 Volcanic Rounds mod from the Torturer chest piece. So if you guys get the chest piece, make sure you dismantle it and then throw that on your purples. The chest piece itself is going to hurt you because its passives aren't too great. And that's another big reason why we're not using the Torturer set. those passives on that set are actively hurting your damage. So make sure you guys get well rolled purples and then just take that one mod and throw it onto one of your pieces of gear. Then we're also going to be running Ash Cleaner. This is just a very good extra damage source because every crit you're going to be applying 29,000 damage, and this can get boosted by if enemies are vulnerable or ashed and they're just receiving more damage. So oftentimes Ash Cleaner is going to be hitting between like 80 and 120,000 extra damage per crit. Now the final mod, I have Phantom Dash on right now. I'm trying to change this out, but I have not gotten a piece of gear that has let me do so far. Some other mods that you guys are probably going to want to use in the slot, and it's going to vary case by case. You guys can make your pick. So you can either use mitigation of death. It's going to increase your armor for every kill. It's going to help you guys just run through content and make sure you do not die. Or if you guys are having ammo troubles, do the Feed the Flames mod where it consumes or it hits 2 targets. That's going to help you guys get 66% of the ammo in your magazine back. Either of those will work very, very well. But otherwise, feel free to experiment with that final mod slot and just use what works best for you. And then overall final notes for the armor. Obviously, you do not have to have these mods in the exact same slots as I do. Just make sure you have all of these across all of your armor. And then also for passives, as they do make a huge difference, you're going to want firepower as the main stat on all of your pieces of gear. And then you're going to want cooldown reduction and then either long range or close range damage. You guys can take your pick which one you want. Just keep farming for those passives. Now for our weapons, there's a bunch of different things you can use for this build. Now personally, I really like the Inferno Seed the best. This thing is just really good. The only downside of it is that it has 30 rounds in the magazine, but as long as you spam Feed the Flames and hit your crits, you will be able to keep up volcanic rounds very easily, even with 30 rounds. And then we're going to keep its tier 3 mod on, Wrath of Moloch, and then we're going to throw Ultimate Ashen Bullets in that second slot, just so we keep those bonuses against Ash targets and apply Vulnerable. This is pretty much all you need. You just need one good weapon, but if you want to have a second weapon, I would honestly, I'm thinking about using the Darkness Charmer with its Grand Opening mod, and then once I get the High Roller and Embalmer's range, which guarantees crits after getting a kill for, I think it's 5 or 8 seconds, I will throw that on here as well, and we are just going to smack enemies because we are going to have that Grand Opening proccing every single shot, because with crits against burning enemies not consuming ammo and Feed the Flames, you're going to have a full magazine pretty much at all times with this weapon, and that's going to be a ton of extra damage. And then for the sidearm, I pretty much never use my sidearm. You guys can use whatever you would like in this slot. Now to give you guys a quick little gameplay example of this build, I'm just going to be running through tier 15 Chem Plant, and all you got to do is just make sure you're aiming for crits and spamming your abilities, and you'll be good to go. If an enemy is giving you trouble, just hit him with a singular bullet and they will freeze, and you can just have free range on them. And then also make sure you are using your abilities to keep the capstone active. And right there, we can pretty much, we 4 or 5 bursted that guy. If I killed a little bit quicker with the beret, we'd be good to go. And then otherwise, keep an eye on your mini-map so you don't have enemies rushing you from behind and one-tapping you, because enemies do hit very hard here in tier 15. So if you guys want to use mitigation of death, like I said earlier, that's going to help you guys prevent getting one shot, because that armor bonus is going to be active at practically all times, considering how many enemies we're killing so quickly. That's a ton of extra armor. I believe it's going to be like 130, 140k armor out of that mod, which is pretty darn good. So also when you guys are fighting elites and things like that, if you can kill enemies next to them first, like the small ads, and then focus on the elites, you're going to kill them much quicker, because you will get the Sergio's Beret mods to build up and let you have more firepower and weapon damage. Now you can also cancel the reload on your gun. So if you forget to use Feed the Flames and you start reloading, cast Feed the Flames and you'll save that magazine and be able to keep that. So right there, we just 2-tap that Ironclad as well. So the amount of damage you can put out with this thing is absolutely busted. Now, something else to note with my weapons that you see me using here, these are pretty low firepower rolls. This Inferno Seed's only 80k, this is 76k. The other main weapon that I used a lot was the Daimyo. This thing's only at 75k. So I got pretty unlucky with my main weapons, but as you can see, things can roll incredibly high in the firepower department, 98k on this Amber Vault. So if you guys can manage to get very high firepower weapons, that's going to help out your damage output as well. Other weapon suggestions that I have for you guys, the Daimyo is one, like I said. The Air to the Desert isn't bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. A very close one to the Inferno Seed is the Imploder. This has a very similar effect. If you guys throw Ultimate Ashen Bullets on there with Deadly Disturbance, you're going to be putting out quite a bit of damage and also have really good mobbing. The only reason I don't like the Imploder is its recoil. The thing just jumps side to side like crazy, and even though it has double the mag size as Inferno Seed, it is incredibly difficult to keep that ammo up because you're missing so many of your shots. But this is a good standalone option in case you do not have the Inferno Seed. Yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up this build. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video to let me know. It really helps me out. Also, consider subscribing for more Outriders content. Like I said at the start of the video, I will be streaming as this video is live, so make sure you guys come say hi or ask me any questions if you have them. But I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.